Now, obvious thing first, every year when a new MacBook comes out, there's literally no way to tell that it's a new MacBook. The screen's the same, the keyboard's the same, the trackpad's the same, it comes in the same two colors, silver and space gray, and it's gotten really boring at this point. Like, come on, Apple. At the max, they'd give you a new battery and then put the exact same thing on the shelves. And it was getting really boring.
I am the one that optimum. I got the drum, I got the drop on them. I got the lock, stock, and barrel on top of them. I got the chopper for the block, they knocking up.
Hey, so today we're going to be talking about the 2022 MacBook Air. And this laptop marks a significant step in Apple's silicon journey, so there's a lot to unpack here. They've completely redesigned the MacBook, and this change is going to be fundamental going forward. Let's talk about it. Obviously, since the design is the biggest change from the previous MacBook to this MacBook, let's talk about the design first. Earlier, the MacBooks used to have this wedge-shaped design, which simply meant that it was thickest at the hinge and got thinner as you get to the edges. And that was a really cool thing because when you're holding the laptop, it gives the illusion of a very thin laptop. And that was great at the time. But it was kind of uncomfortable because when you're typing on the keyboard, you're obviously resting your wrists on the edge of the laptop, and if it happens to be a tapered edge, then it's gonna, hit your wrist, leave some red lines and possibly painful lines, like after hours of use. And that was definitely not a good thing. I'm glad that they got rid of it. The new MacBooks have a 11mm uniform thickness, which means that it's completely flat and it's like 11mm all across. And that was a good decision, believe it or not, because it might look thicker, but it's thinner overall. So if you put the two laptops side by side, the new laptop actually comes out thinner, and that's great, thin is good. They also made the bezels on the screen thinner, and it's not one of those marketing ploys where you just say you made it thinner and it's like 0.2% thinner that no one will notice. This is actually a noticeable change because the older MacBooks were following the 2015-2014 design, and they had these super thick ones up top and on the bottom, kind of like an iMac, and it was kind of getting annoying. And this time they've completely removed that. It's only like a millimeter all across and it looks really good. Now the slight downfall from reducing the bezels is that they have to put a notch in the screen. And a lot of people are saying that it's a huge issue. It's super annoying, it's distracting, and it's just completely ruined the MacBook. But come on guys, it's a notch. It's part of the menu bar. You don't even see it. You got a bigger screen because of that. To be honest, since the day I've gotten this MacBook, I haven't even noticed the notch. Maybe it's because I'm an iPhone user and I'm used to notches on my screens. If you're one of the people who think that the notch is a killer for you, just go to the Apple store and see it in person. Maybe it looks super annoying on screen or whatever, but in real life, trust me, it's not a big deal. Now we have to clap for this next one because MagSafe chargers are back. And that's a huge deal. If you guys don't know what MagSafe is, Apple earlier in like the 2015 era used to have this charger called the MagSafe, and what that used to do was snap onto the side of the MacBook, and in case like your child or your dog or even you just happen to run across and tug on the cable, instead of the laptop falling off the desk, the cable just unplugs. It's connected by magnets, MagSafe. And that was great, not only because of the safety thing where your laptop is not on the floor, but because it frees up one of the USB-C ports. The MacBook Air is a portless device almost. It's got only 2 USB-C ports, which is definitely too little. There should be more ports. And if you're using a USB-C charger, then you only have one of the ports left. And what are you going to do with that? You're going to have to connect a dock, and then you're going to have to add the stuff to the dock, and it's going to be a mess. You have to carry the dock wherever you go. It's just a stupid thing. So I'm glad that they've got the MagSafe charger back so that you can have at least 2 ports, which is twice as good. Now, obviously, MagSafe is a welcome return, but the new thing is that they're giving you color-matched braided cables. And what's so cool about that? Because obviously it's color-matched, so it's the same color as your MacBook, and it looks great, trust me. I have the Midnight MacBook, and it comes with this really nice dark gray cable, and it matches perfectly. It feels like it belongs to the MacBook instead of you having borrowed it from your friend. It's a nice touch. Obviously, it's not a necessary feature in any way, but it's cool to think that Apple, spent a little more time on your cable. And another added bonus is that it's a braided cable, Braided cables have like 4 times the life of normal cables because obviously the braid protects it from getting cut or like your dog chewing on it. I don't know, I don't have a dog. After that super long seminar on cables, which I'm really sorry about, we're going to be talking about the battery life because this is where the MacBook truly shines. Apple says that this laptop has 15 hours of web browsing, and real world tests back that up. Like, I've used it on planes, I've used it throughout the day, and the battery life really supports me. I tend to do a lot of heavy workloads, so I don't get 15 hours. But if you're gonna do like normal stuff, check some emails, watch a movie or something, it's gonna be fine. So the battery life is definitely not an issue. One thing that truly surprised me with this MacBook was the speakers. I have a lot of friends who have a lot of Windows laptops, and this one sounds truly the best. I'm sorry guys if you're watching this, but it's true. The MacBook Air M2 has some truly great speakers. The MacBook Air M2 can fill an entire room with its volume. It's got some punchy bass. It's so good that I can listen to songs on it, and that's something really special. Like, laptops usually can't do that stuff. The fact that you can listen to songs, watch movies is great. I absolutely love the speakers. It's phenomenal. Good job, Apple. Next, let's talk about the color. Now, you don't want to skip over this, trust me. Apple sells 4 colors: silver, space gray, starlight, and midnight. Now, the first 3 colors are pretty normal, they're pretty good looking, but the one that truly wowed me was midnight. It's this blue color that kind of looks black depending on the lighting, and it was so fun that I fell in love with it as soon as I saw it, and that's the one I got. It's amazing, like, it's really cool. But one thing that surprised me negatively was that it's a fingerprint magnet. Like, if you open the laptop twice, it's got these fingerprint marks on the back. And as a person who's a MacBook lover and loves to keep his devices in pristine condition, it was kind of just sad for me. Like, you have to wipe it all the time, and it's kind of annoying. It's not a huge deal, obviously. It's not gonna harm your laptop or anything. I mean, most people buy a $1,200 laptop and want to show it to their friends, and it's not worth showing if it looks like a 5-year-old took it to the park. So that's it. Yeah, just keep it clean and it's going to be fine. But you have to spend the effort in keeping it clean. So if you're not a clean freak, then I suggest buy one of the other colors. Performance wise, the M2 MacBook Air runs on, you guessed it, the M2 chip. I don't know what I'm saying. The M2, in my experience, can handle almost all tasks. I use it for video editing, and it exports in less time than the actual length of the video. It's crazy. It's super fast. If you're using it for like normal everyday tasks like checking your mail and the other stuff that I mentioned before, it's going to do a fantastic job. If you're like a beginner to like a moderate level professional, the M2 is perhaps the best chip out there for you right now. Now here's why the M2 MacBook Air is still the best choice in 2023. This laptop came out in 2022, and as of right now, it's the latest MacBook Air 13-inch. There's no newer MacBook Air. But pretty soon, Apple will announce the new MacBook Airs. And as soon as those start selling, this laptop will fall in price. Now you might be saying the previous year's MacBooks didn't fall in price, so why will this one fall in price? When Apple announced the M1 MacBook Air in 2021, the one that looks like this, the old version, they announced it for $1,000. And when they announced this MacBook, it had so many new things. It looks completely new, it's got a better processor, and it's kind of better in every way, right? Like, marketing point of view, it's better in every way. So they price hiked it. It starts at $1,200 instead of $1,000. Now, since it's already a more expensive machine and it's more capable, why would you reduce the price of the old MacBook? There's just no sense in that for one, right? But when the M3 MacBook Air comes out, it's not going to have a design change. Why? Because they just changed it. They're not going to be changing it every single year. They're going to keep this design of the M2 MacBook Air for at least like 5 years down the line. Now, I'm not confirming this, but most probably they will keep this design. And if they're keeping this design, then the M3 MacBook Air will have very little value higher than this one. And there's only one way to cope with that: reduce the price of this laptop. So that's going to happen very soon. The 2022 MacBook Air is a fantastic laptop with a sleek design, amazing battery life, and good performance in everyday tasks and light creative work. If you're a desk job professional, a school or college student, maybe you're a part-time graphic designer or a song producer for fun, or you just do anything. Most work can be handled by this laptop. If you're looking for a moderately capable, well-built, durable and elegant laptop, the M2 MacBook Air is for you. Thanks for watching this video, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.